Hi guys, welcome down to Tip Thursday, and today we're talking about the angle of the club as it starts to come back down towards the ball and how it can affect the ball flight, the strike and also your distance. The majority of golfers I see get very disconnected as they start the transition into the downswing. So as they do that, the club starts to go a little bit on the outside and therefore the lower body starts to kind of push in towards the ball, which prevents any real powerful hip rotation of the ball, but also with the angle of the club coming back into the ball creates a steep angle of attack and or pulls to the left or slices out towards the right hand side. So if this sounds like you, then stay tuned, this video is for you. Just to give you a little example of how that looks, as you get to the top of the backswing, a lot of golfers will start to push the arms away from the body on the way back down. Therefore the club gets disconnected, the right elbow starts to straighten, and in doing so it encourages an out to in swing path. Most golfers that have the out to in swing path will also move the hips in towards the ball, so they'll stop the rotation of the hips, which gives us a lot of power, and they will actually counteract that with having to straighten up the spine angle or straighten up the body as you start coming back into the golf ball. What we're going to try to do is get into a position that if we get to the top of the backswing, I've got an alignment stick here just to kind of show the angle a little bit better, but lowering the arms as we come back in. As an exaggerated drill, trying to get the alignment stick pretty much parallel to the ground. Now this position is obviously not where we want to be, but if you're a golfer that gets into that position that's pretty much vertical, it's great to try and get into this position just to kind of counteract it. The chances are we'll all meet in the middle, which would be perfect. As you start to get to the top of the backswing here, we're going to try to feel that the arms and the lower body just start to drop ever so slightly as you start to come into the downswing. The knees stay flexed and the club itself gets parallel to the ground, so it gets horizontal on the way back down. In doing so, from this position, we're now able to rotate the lower body back towards the ball, which therefore brings the club lower earlier, so it's a shallower angle of attack, and it also encourages the club to come into the ball from an in to out swing path, which will, depending on club face, give you a draw shape. The movement will also encourage the lower body to work more actively, so if we get the club more from behind the body, to deliver that club back into the ball, we need the lower body to be rotating, so hips and chest need to kind of rotate back into the ball to deliver maximum power. Hopefully it goes without saying that to be able to do these movements, we need a good postural position. So if we get into a position that where the shoulders are rounded, we're going to really struggle to drop the club on the inside and rotate, and a lot of golfers will be over on the outside as well. So before you're doing this, just check that the postural position is good, your back's nice and straight, your shoulders are back, and as a result it's more accessible to be able to rotate the lower body and the upper body well enough into the backswing and the downswing. So the drill we're going to try to give you is when you get to the top of the backswing here, we're going to pause, we're going to just lower the knees, lower the arms, and as we start to come back into the ball, just feel like the hips are starting to rotate back towards the target, and then the hands are the last thing to come into the ball. So as we come into impact, the lower body is rotated towards the target, and the club is coming, what feels like the club is coming from behind the body, delivering the into out swing path and a much shallower angle of attack. As a result, the divots will be a lot smaller. Or none at all, and the angle of attack will be much shallower, so we're able to pick the ball off a lot cleaner. Now if you can imagine when you get onto a longer club like a driver, if you're able to come into the ball shallower with the ball position slightly forward, you'll then be able to hit up onto the ball as opposed to the ball position being forward and then using that to hit down onto the ball, which will encourage a lot more backspin, therefore less distance and a lot more left to right slice if that's what you've been doing incorrectly, or pulling it depending on the club face angle. So it's really important that once you get to the top of the backswing, we just start to feel this movement and then we turn back in. The most effective drill, I feel, especially if you're kind of practicing on grass or if you're on your local driving range, just make sure the ball's teed up. Really don't pay too much attention to the actual strike. Just try and use the movements, get the club up to the top, lower the arms, and then just turn through. It's not an important part of the practice is the strike, because you're going to be changing so much in the swing that everything starts to feel out of position, starts to feel very awkward, and as a result your ball striking will naturally start to desert you. So just get the feeling that as you get to the top of the backswing, lower to there and then turn, and then hold your balance. The most important thing here is that when the club comes from behind, it's that lower body that starts to rotate back through the ball. When it then starts to feel quite natural, take it away from the tee, off the grass, and kind of try and keep the same sort of routine. If you can strike a golf ball at this sort of speed with this swing that feels so different, then you're definitely starting to make it feel a lot more natural, and it's something that's going to be able to hold in the swing for a lot longer. So the practice is so much more important than the hitting of the shots. Practice well and the swing will change. Practice badly with the correct swing thoughts and the swing won't really change. It's about going through the process of changing the technique and then just not really worrying about where the ball goes. Guys, I hope this tip helps. Do leave me some comments below. Press the thumbs up if this is a video that's been able to help you and get you onto the practice range and practice correctly. Practice the right things, and then hopefully the improvements of the swing will also follow. Lots more content to come from Dubai. The weekly vlog is now up and going, so that's every single Friday. It's golf in Dubai, so please do go and check that out. Again, leave me some comments, anything you want to see whilst I'm out here in Dubai. There's lots and lots coming up, lots of content for me to bring you guys. So thanks very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you soon.